All right, I'm out with Mrs. Kapper working on her wood duck house and just admiring my work here, guys. Come on, you got to admit a little bit here. Remember, I put this in with the excavator and just kind of eyeballed it. This was sticking up at least 24 inches, if not more. Now the lake is full, and man, she's about perfect to just walk out here and take a few casts. The only problem is that last one right there. I failed a little bit on that one. I just threw that extra one on top, but that end one I didn't quite get right. Should have had the laser, but I didn't have it at that point in my own defense. So look at this bass spot right in here. Whoo! It's going to be scary.
Well, this is known as the east food plot. You see right behind there, that's the smaller pig pond. And then as you pan around, straight ahead is the back of the big berm of the new pond. And then behind those trees there, behind that big cedar, you can probably see a little bit of the house back there. But this one's tucked away. It's got a couple of lanes that we can go in and out of. And I'm going to help Mr. Kapper by putting a couple of apple trees up in this corner. Should drain really well. It'll get sun almost all day long. And the deer should love it in a couple of years. All right, apple trees in.
Okay, so here's a look at the Intimidator electric where I was having the problem of the mud coming up on the batteries and shorting out. So here you could see the problem. It's very clear. That is the tire right there. It's this huge wide open space. Why in the world it's left open, I have no idea. But that's why the mud was coming in. It's mostly on these outside two batteries. So here's what I did on the other side. I took some leftover metal flashing and I bent it up in there, seated it with sheet metal self-tapping screws. And here's a look from the back side. The couple of screws that were sticking out here, I ground them off, put some super glue on there to maybe hold them from vibrating loose. Hit it with some black spray paint, and there you go. The problem solved. So I just got to do the other side, and then we won't have to worry about going through mud anymore with this thing. And you could see, I mean, this is just normal use, and it's, you know, in the springtime, everything is mud. So that should solve this problem. We'll see how it holds up. All right, it's kind of a gloomy day out there, but I thought I'd try and get something done in the shop. So I'm working on these portable targets where I can just bring them out, stick them in the ground, and put a larger shoot and see on there, particularly for the longer ranges, so I could see kind of where I'm hitting. And also hang like different and unique targets on here as well. So then also during the weekend I came up with my PVC frame plans here for my green screen that I'm going to test out here at some point. And of course, while Mrs. Kapper and I are out fixing up the farm and making it better, somebody has to keep an eye on the house while we're away. And so this is the guard kitty. You could see she's hard at it. And then here's just a quick shot of the post I put in with Mrs. Kapper for the new mailbox, which if you haven't seen that video, it's up. I'll put a link in there, but it turned out really cool, a new mailbox. And of course, this was my lunch of Champion, Red Bull, and a Polish sausage smeared on my center console, but it was still good to go. Okay, and I got another portable target. This one is a small one, 8-inch target. set up and ready to go. That's going to be the 610 yard range for precision shooting to try and whack that 8-inch target. So that one's ready to go, just stick in the ground. And then I got the 3 homemade targets. These are going to be hanging steel targets. So here's a quick look at my homemade targets. I ended up making 3, and then I called it a day, but these are 2 skinny sheets welded together. These weld spots are holes that they already had in them, so I just used them on both sides. I just took advantage of them to help secure these better. There's 2 on the opposite side, as well as tacking around the outside. So I just put some welding hinges on them, and we'll get them hung, and we'll see how they hold the magnum loads, the 44 mag and a 454 on the pistol range. We'll see what happens. Probably be for the pistol range, but who knows, I might go on the rifle range too. So just got to work on a frame for hanging these. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them separately or all 3 in a row or what just yet. But at least it's a little progress on a wet, gloomy day.
I'm walking through the woods. I was helping put some apple trees in, and I saw this tree top that was cut down. Must have been during the construction. But I was looking at the branches from the tree top, and they have a lot of curves to them. I know it's hard to see here, but they have a lot of really neat curves. And I'm imagining a great big hanging light with a whole bunch of these curvy small branches in them. Gosh, and between the frogs singing, the wind blowing in the pines, and all the birds out here singing, spring is definitely on its way.